you, Nathan Ives with A New York Christmas, for bringing your film to NIF.
Thank you so much. Very glad to be here.
What was your inspiration for this film?
You know, I've always been a fan of ensemble films, and one particular is Love Actually by Richard Curtis. Really one of my favorite films, and I would say that really was the inspiration for it. I mean, I don't like to compare my film to that because I think it's, you know, to reach that level is so incredibly difficult, but it was certainly inspired by Love Actually.
Now, how did you find your cast?
We've got a really great casting director, and luckily for the ensemble pieces, each couple in the film only had to work for 2 days. So while we didn't pay a lot, we could go to these actors and say, we can't pay you a lot, but it's only 2 days. It's in LA. It's a fun ensemble piece, and we've got all these other actors attached. So we had Ross, we had Jamie Bamber, we had Linda Park, and from there we were able to kind of build on that cast to get some really talented actors out, which was really great.
Now, your sets were pretty simple, standard hotel scenes. So that seems like that was pretty easy. What was the hardest part?
I would say the biggest challenges came in, we had to shoot nights, so we shot 14 nights in a row from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So by night 6, 7, 8, the crew and me, we were exhaustedly tired, and we just kind of had to power through. You know, new actors were coming in every 2 days, but it was really tough working all night every night for that amount of time. And I guess the other tough part came in the editing. When we edited the film, just having that many stories and trying to keep it under 90 minutes and, you know, make it flow together smoothly. So I would say the two biggest hurdles, if you will, were shooting all night every night, and then in editing really tightening it down.
Now also you have everybody at the end coming in and out of an elevator. Who thought of that idea? Was that an idea from the beginning?
It was written in the script that way, and you know, as a director, I feel like I kind of missed the mark a little bit with this film. While I'm very proud of it, and I think the performances are wonderful, I think I missed the mark a little bit. And my idea was to create a film that, you know, was basically everybody's struggling, and life is a struggle, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. But more importantly, as the elevator comes down and everybody gets off, I wanted it to feel like when this new group of people gets on, we could do it a whole nother movie. It would be completely different because it would be completely different people, but everyone has a story.
Great. Now, what are some of your new projects that you have coming up?
I've got a couple. I've got just finished up shooting a horror film called Gemini with my co-producer and co-director on the horror film is Brian Conley. He actually produced A New York Christmas. So we are finishing that up now. We'll be done completely by the end of the year. And then next year, either another horror film, or I've got kind of a blend of a documentary and narrative film that I want to do. So one of those two things will happen next year.
Great. Tips for future filmmakers.
Tips for future filmmakers. I would say my biggest tip would be make films that you want to make, and be sure that when you write your film or if you get a script, be sure you have a theme, and be sure you know why it is you want to tell that story and why that story is important to tell. And any film, whether it's comedy, whether it's drama, whatever it is, should have a theme, and really figure that out, and it will help your film considerably as a whole, and it will make it feel complete. So that would be my big tip.
Great. Thank you, Nathan, so much for coming to the film festival and sharing your film with us.
My pleasure, and again, thank you so much. It's a real honor to be here.